Well, growing up there in Eastern Oregon as a young adolescent, I was 17 years old, earned enough money, worked very hard to come up with enough money to buy my first automobile. It was a 1951 Chevy, 6-cylinder, 3-speed on the column. And I don't remember how many miles was on it when I bought it, but it was in really good shape. And oh, I thought I had died and gone to heaven. When you're young and so isolated up there in the mountains of Eastern Oregon and so little to do, to have a car that's your own, you can do what you want with it. It was wonderful. It was a dark blue. Many precious memories in that car. But I also had a 9-shot High Sentinel 22 pistol, and that was my toy. Now, in those days, in the late 50s and early 1960s, we had overpopulation of jackrabbits down in the sagebrush country and the lowlands out of the mountains. And if you drove from Bates, Oregon toward Idaho, Boise, Idaho, off in that area, you could come across places where there'd be 100 dead jackrabbits, and you just go thumpity thump thump down the road. You're hitting some of these jackrabbits who was killed on the road. They'd be running across. You could just see hundreds of them after dark running in front of you. It just was unbelievable. I remember my buddies, I had 4 to 5 guys that I grew up with. We hunted, fished, did everything with. And on prom and sweetheart's ball, I don't remember which, it would be in the winter months, we all had semi-automatic 22s, and we'd buy a case, 1,000 rounds of long rifle or hollow points, I don't remember which now, and we'd all get out at daybreak. There'd be snow on the ground, it'd be cold, but we'd all get in a single line, spread out. We were all very safe hunters. We trusted each other, but we'd get a big line and we would just start walking. And these jackrabbits would take off out of the sagebrush, take off running. We'd all open up with those automatics. Sounded like a war going off, but we shot hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rabbits till our 1,000 rounds were up that day. It was a yearly thing we did and we loved, but just unbelievable amounts of rabbits. They would eat haystacks in the winter for food. The farmer ranchers, loved it if we killed the jackrabbits because it helped them stay in business. But anyway, with this 1951 Chevy, I had a girlfriend. She lived in Burns, Oregon, and I lived, of course, over in Bates, but when we would leave John Day and head over toward Burns, she lived in Burns. After you got over there a ways, you got into high plateau area where there was sagebrush everywhere. No traffic to speak of. And I could put that old 51 Chevy in first gear, get over in the left lane, usually, because there would be no traffic coming of any danger. If there was a car coming, you'd get back over safely in your right lane until the car goes by, and then get back over to the left lane as I'm heading south to Burns. And with that old 9-shot High Sentinel 22 pistol, man, was that thing accurate. It had a hair trigger on it, and I had bought it from a guy. It was used, had a brand new barrel on it. It was a gun they rehabbed from a fire of some sort, and had a brand new barrel. Oh, that thing was so accurate. Just squeeze that trigger. If you could hold it still, it was incredibly accurate. So I would just creep along and idle in first gear. That car would just be idling, and you go 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. There'd be a jackrabbit out there. Stop it, pop, bang, shoot him or wound him or shoot at him. And spend 2-3 hours doing that on my way to see this girlfriend in Burns. Many times she wondered why I was so late, and I had to make excuses, but I was really out having a ball shooting these jackrabbits. There was just so many jackrabbits. You shoot at one and 10 take off running every which way. So much fun. But you know, it's interesting because as the years went by, when I went into the military, and I don't remember what I did with that 1951 Chevy. Never got in an accident. Used to, as we went from where we lived in Bates, Prairie City, we had to go up over mountain chain, down the other side. It was like 17 miles roughly of driving distance. We get up on that high mountain and then you go down the other side coming from Prairie, going to Bates, Austin area. You could have snowbanks of 6-8 feet on either side, you know, as the winter had progressed. And they were, you know, walls of snow packed and no traffic could be coming, and I just spin that whole wheel and let her go, and that car would just start spinning in circles. It'd go over, now not wildly, I didn't want to scratch it up, but it would go over, and sometimes I had to step on the brakes and maneuver a little bit. I wanted to hit from bumper to bumper instead of on the side of the car. But I'd bounce off one bank, keep spinning down the road, bounce off the other bank, and just do that for fun, you know, just be silly and stupid and fun, as long as no cars were coming. So I had so much fun with that 51 Chevy, but I don't remember ever what happened to it. Wow, it's terrible. That was my first most enjoyable toy that I had growing up. So anyway, that's the story of old 1951 Navy Blue Chevy.